Saturday morning. I chopped some trees and branches down earlier this week, and I need to haul them off to the dump. Left a couple big piles, so gonna do some work in the Tundra today and get that done. And I think it's about 6,000 miles since my last oil change, so I'm gonna knock that out as well. Let's go.
Double. Single. Close your legs.
Hello. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Can't complain. There you go.
Just from work or home?
Home. Just trash and trees.
Now I will give you a heads up.
It's 10:30, huh? Okay.
Yeah. There is a chance that my coworkers could ding this like as a commercial vehicle just because of the design of it. Because it almost looks like a flatbed. It almost looks like a flatbed.
How dare you?
Giving you a heads up.
I've been here a million times. They never have, so.
Right. But,
But it's because it's Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
So yeah, that's why I'm just giving you a heads up.
No problem.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
You have phone number?
619.
Mister?
What's that?
Mister?
Mister. Oh, Brunt. Yeah, Mr. Brunt. Yeah. They didn't put my first name in. All right, thank you, sir. Have a good one. Oh, don't worry about it. You can trash it. All right, let's go ahead and knock out this oil change. These 4.7 motors are pretty easy on oil. That crow is gonna yell at me the whole time here. So you can get away with 10,000 miles between changes, real easy. I switched to running synthetic about 70,000 miles ago, but I like to go between 6 and 8 just because I'm pretty hard on this truck. So sometime between 6 and 8, whenever I get a free weekend, I generally change the oil. I just run Mobil 1 5W30, easy to remember. It's on the top of the oil cap. I run full synthetic. It's 6.5 quarts, so 5, 6, 7 here. Standard tool, you need a 14mm socket to get the oil drain plug out. I have a oil filter wrench here, some gloves, oil drain, a filter in it. I just buy packs of these from Toyota. They're pretty cheap. And I just replace it every time. Some guys reuse them. I just go ahead and replace them. Easy as that. And then something to fill it up and something to catch the oil. Let's get started. I always like to pop the oil cap off before I start. Reminds me to put oil back into it when I'm done. Reminds me when I'm gonna go close the hood, hey dummy, you haven't put oil back in it yet. All right, so best case scenario, you do your oil changes in the morning after the motor's been sitting all night. That way all the oil is drained down into the pan and you get the most oil exchange possible. But you know, you do it when you can do it. Let's pop the drain plug off. Go. And there she goes. Hold that plug. Let's let that drain for a bit. Let's see how this is looking. Yeah, I can still see. Still see red. It's barely even burned. I probably could have got another 3,000 miles out of that, but can't really change the oil too often, so why not? Take care of the truck, so it'll take care of me. All right, I'm just gonna let that drain out. Make sure you pop the old drain plug seal off if it's still stuck on there, like mine is. There we go. Pop that off of there. case there's any residue on there. Wipe it nice and smooth. All right, I let that drip out for about 20 minutes. Really, probably not necessary, but I went and knocked out some other stuff while it was dripping, so no big deal. Pull a new drain plug seal out. I'm gonna pop that right here on the bolt. Pop that guy in there. Okay. I need to change my gasket on my oil pan. It leaks, but it always has leaked. It sort of keeps the bottom of the motor from rusting. So don't worry about it that much. It's such a slow leak. I don't even notice it between oil changes. So the torque spec for this bolt here, I've written it down here. It's 29 foot-pounds. I usually don't even use a torque wrench. I just sort of do it by feel. That feels like 29 pounds. All right, next we're gonna come up and pop the oil filter off. Let's see if we can do it by hand. That's not coming off. I'll take this guy and go ahead and dip the end in the oil so I get it everywhere. That's nice. Pop that through there. Tighten that up and come on off of there. There it goes. Now that's loose. Ow. Ow. Jinkies. That smarts. Pop that guy off. Just in case you're wondering, those are the Toyota filter number. Normally I use these filters 90915-YZZD3, but I ran out of them, so I had to just get what the parts store had. And I'm going to use this Purelator PBL 10241. I've never used these synthetic filters before. These Toyota filters are the cheapest. They're like 10 bucks, and these synthetic filters are usually like 14, 15 bucks. I'm just going to go ahead and use it this round. And when my new set of filters come in, I can get them at the dealership, like six, I think it's 6 filters for 50 bucks. So when they come back in, next oil change, I'll swap it out for another Toyota. Okay, we're going to take one of my small bottles here, and we're going to fill up the oil filter like so. And I'm going to take a little bit of that residual oil, rub it around the sealing ring, put that guy on there. If you are doing this in your Tundra, you might have to pull off your skid plate to get to this filter. My skid plate's built into my bumper, so I don't technically have a front skid plate, or at least not a factory one. There we go. Hand tight is good for those, unless you have really weak hands, and then you can snug it with a filter wrench. Clean off all that goobly goop, schmudgy schmooge. All right, let's go back up top. Now that we got all the old oil out, we're gonna go ahead and replace it. I'm gonna use the rest of the bottle that I started in the oil filter. So that's one. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the 5 quart in there. Okay, so that's 6 quarts in. And what I usually do is go ahead and pull the dipstick. Okay, so looking like we're about halfway between the cold and the hot mark here. As you can see, about halfway. Give it another dip. Yeah, it's looking about halfway, so it only took 6. So there must have been a lot of oil still up in the motor. Yep, it's coming out halfway every time. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that out. We're gonna put the cap back on. That's pretty much it. What I usually do is I take whatever's left over. In this case, I have a whole quart left over. I'll carry that with me in the truck, and then in the next 50 miles or so, I'll just check the oil again and see where it's at on the dipstick. Make sure it's at the right mark, and if I need to add any, I will. And that's pretty much it for the oil change. Just got to clean up my mess here. Take my old oil to O'Reilly's or AutoZone or whatever and call it a day. All right, that's going to be it. Oil change, got some work done this weekend. Overall, good day. Appreciate you watching. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Bye.